What's up, YouTube? Welcome to our channel. This is Tea Time with A and J. I'm Joey.
I'm Alex.
Welcome to a new mini vlog series. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Smash that thumbs up button and let's get this thing started.
On this video series, we'll be focusing on themes of nationalism and security, to name a few.
There will also be a beautiful interview with a special person that migrated here when she was a kid, and we'll finish up with a little podcast discussion session about the Trump proposal of the wall, and yeah.
And in between that, we're going to have a game show that's based off of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the questions for that game are rooted in the reading material for this course.
And to be completely honest, I've always wanted to be a YouTube star, so this is the perfect way to do it.
But more importantly, we think that this is a really engaging way for people to learn about the material and apply it to the broader context of the world.
So put your
enjoy.
vlog belts on and let's get going! What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with AJ. On today's vlog, we will be doing an interview
with Mariana Echeverria, who is a class of 2019 student here at Middlebury. She's a migrant from Venezuela, and she's here to tell her story. So, enjoy!
Peace!
I left Venezuela in 2014, and right after I graduated from high school. And why? Because the situation in Venezuela was getting really bad. The education there wasn't good. We were missing a lot of classes because of all the protests going on. It was also very dangerous, so I really wanted to leave Venezuela for that reason, to get a better education, but also to get a better quality of life. Yes, of course. So it started to get really bad when Chavez became president, and that was in 1999, and I was born in 1996, so I basically just grew up with that government. And since I was a kid, it was very dangerous. I couldn't walk in the streets because people didn't have much money, so they will steal from you or kidnap you. And so throughout my whole life, I lived with fear, and most of my friends were kidnapped. My dad and my brother were also almost kidnapped, and it was a very tough situation to live in. And also, there's a huge shortages of food and medicine, so every time that I needed to get products from the supermarket, I will have to do huge lines of like 5 to 8 hours. And it was super tough, so we protested a lot. So when I was a senior in high school, I actually had to miss about 2 months of school just protesting to have a change of government. So I figured that if I wanted to get a better education, I needed to get out of there. Yeah, a lot of issues actually. So first, the one that I can think of first is with my work authorization. So usually when you want to do an internship and you're international, you have to apply to get work authorization called OPT. And I had an issue with this, it was 2 summers ago, because it wasn't approved on time, so I almost had to, I actually had to miss 2 weeks of my internship because of this issue. So that was one of them. Also, whenever I go to the airport, when I leave the US and come back here, sometimes I've been sent to this room and they leave you there for 3 hours. They didn't tell you why you're there, and they just have to review your documents and make sure that everything's fine. And so that's another one of them. And also currently, right now, it's not an issue, but I'm not able to leave the US because my student visa is about to expire. So until I get my new H-1B visa, I won't be able to leave the country. So right now I'll be here just based on work authorization. So I probably won't be able to go back home until 3 years from today. So the first feelings were definitely feeling lost. I wasn't used to the culture and also the language either. And before going to Middlebury, I went to a boarding school called Berkshire in Massachusetts, and it was also very isolated in the middle of nowhere, and I definitely felt that I didn't belong, and I had trouble just adjusting to just the culture and the life here. And it was definitely had a huge impact on me, but it's definitely been getting better. over time, and now I'm more used to it, even though at Middlebury there's not that many people from Venezuela, but I've definitely adjusted more. It has definitely changed a lot. I feel that if I had stayed in Venezuela, then I would have been a completely different person. I feel that coming here has helped me so much to just be more open-minded, that also get to know different cultures. And even though I didn't want to leave my country because I just love the people there and the place, I feel that coming here was definitely the best decision, not only because of the situation and escaping that place, but also because I've been able to learn so much from others and just being more open-minded. Maybe. I hadn't thought about it that much, to be honest, just based on skin color. I think that for me, just more based on the accent, I feel that people, they probably don't know that I'm not from here until they start talking to me. And I've definitely had situations where people start talking to me and they notice my accent, and I can definitely see how they start treating me differently. So I wouldn't say, I would say that for me it's different. It's not based on my skin color, but it's based on my accent and when people start getting to know me and recognize that I'm from somewhere else.
All right. Well, thank you for being on today's episode. Do you have any final words to our viewers?
Go to Venezuela in a few years when the situation gets better. Hugely recommend it.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with A&J. I'm Joey.
I'm Alex.
For today's episode, we will be playing Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? And today's guest, Isabel, playing on a saxophone! Our second guest, ladies and gentlemen, Colleen! And our final guest of the evening, playing out of Burlington, Vermont, Nora! Alright, guys. I will be your host for tonight's show. Let's have fun. Let's get going. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Smash that thumbs up and let's have fun.
Click the like button.
You guys ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Alright, so first question of today's
So
game.
we can talk about it.
According to Borges, what was one of the long-term effects of the Mariel boat lift?
Okay. Do you guys know what the Mariel boat lift is?
No.
But I think what
But let's
was
think-
the thing?
In the context of, is it timed?
Okay, let's just think. Decreased wages for high school dropout, low-income workers, higher education rates in native
What
workers.
changes?
Okay, I feel like.
Clock is ticking.
I say
I
B
don't-
because this one's unrelated and these two are related, but this one's
More detailed.
yeah. Okay.
Is your final
These
answer?
are final answer.
This is wrong. The answer was A.
Colleen.
Next question, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
What does Massey's definition
Oh,
of world system theory suggest? It suggests that
Okay, world systems theories. Migration occurs because we want
Okay, Matthew Detman.
Migration occurs because we want to maximize expected income and minimize risk to income and also maximize status. Migration emerges in response to disruption to the situation. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is an interesting one. Migration occurs because people want to.
I don't think it's A. It seems
Around a culture they know, that doesn't
world
make any
systems
sense.
theory seems to.
It's probably this, or because we want to maximize expected income and minimize risk to income.
No.
No, I would say C. C is our final
C is our
answer.
final
And that is a few $1,000s for our guest tonight. Okay, question 3.
What act of structural violence offered in the De Leon reading is used by the U.S. Border Control to discourage people migrating into the U.S.?
Oh.
Discourage people from migrating into the U.S., strip immigrants from their right to access healthcare, directing migration traffic, allow an immigrant seeking asylum to renew their
Structural violence. So what? Structural migration.
What
I
act of
don't think
structural
it's B
violence?
because structural violence would be.
Yeah, that's not
More.
really well. This kind of makes sense,
Well, my.
but also. Wait a second. What do you do?
A. No. C. I think A, B, or C.
Final
I
answer,
say
guys?
Final
I
answer.
said B.
Okay, B. That seems like the Okay, sure.
Well, I know that they go.
It's so specific though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. B is our
B.
final answer.
That is $25,000 for a guess, guys. Stay
Damn.
tuned. Stay tuned. This is great.
Okay, what should we do with our money?
Okay, hey, question number 4. Question number 4. What are the 3 main reasons people migrate? Pick the best 3, guys. This
Okay.
This is good. This is good.
Violent.
This is
I think
good.
C.
C.
No.
This is
No.
easy.
E. Family in general, not just husband
Yeah.
and wife. E.
And B.
B.
Wait. E,
C and B.
C, and B.
I mean, some people also go for better education, but I feel like it's
But I
more
think
likely
economic opportunity
it's
You're right.
economic.
E, C, and B.
And that is correct! Hey, these ladies are doing great so far, so stay tuned. This is getting exciting. These questions are going to be extremely difficult as we get forward, and so let's get going.
Uh-oh, okay.
Okay.
What are the 4 dimensions of citizenship? Okay. Obviously, legal status. Rights, because you have rights as a citizen.
Political
Political
participation.
participation,
No, we picked the one that. Oh, okay.
the one that doesn't belong. It's sense of belonging or economic opportunity. I mean, look, you have
I think
economic
economic
opportunity
opportunity-
without being a citizen.
And I also think that that's
And-
not a dimension of citizenship.
Exactly,
Like,
but
it's
sense of
all-
belonging might be construed as that because you belong to the country.
Yeah.
Is this?
But I feel like economic opportunity, you can pursue economic opportunity without
being a citizen.
being a citizen.
Okay.
Like, people do that all the
Are
time.
you good with that answer, Colleen?
Okay. D.
I don't
D.
know.
D.
And it is correct, ladies.
I was like, no! I was about to refute that, by the way, because
Things are getting great. This is for $150,000, ladies and gentlemen.
okay, as
Putnam
Putnam suggests, because immigration has grown, ethnic diversity is increasing and inevitable. What is his main reason to believe this to be a good thing for our country? Because in the long run, diversity will have important cultural and development to the country in question because it will positively impact social solidarity, encourage social capital, construct new and more encompassing identity.
I think.
I feel like maybe.
I think.
Wait, so immigration is growing, ethnic diversity is increasing. Why is that a good thing for our
I
country?
think A.
Will have important cultural. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's the most thought out answer.
Yeah.
This one doesn't really make sense because they would have had identities already. Like, you don't need, you know what I guess, new.
I mean, I get it, but I still think A is the most
yeah.
complex.
I mean, yeah, I would expect someone if they're gonna write about it.
This is yeah. A.
It is correct! All right. Question number 7 for $250,000.
Wait, so how much money do we have so far?
A lot.
Okay.
If you get this
That's all we
right.
gotta know.
Yes.
According to Mongia, what is the main modern tool of government used to control the international movement of people?
Oh.
I mean,
Security.
yeah, wait, this is hard. Modern tool
I
of
think
government.
visa.
It must be
travel.
policies.
To control the movement, though.
Yeah, so visa.
So not passport. Or actually,
But passports do have
Maybe
different
visa.
values.
I think
I mean,
you're
I
right.
think visa because it's how you.
but they all, not this. It's, and theoretically policies are synonymous, could, like, visas encompass policy.
Yeah.
Or
It
policies
seems too
encompass
broad
visas.
to be the direct answer.
Wait, but maybe it's C.
But, okay. What do we think?
Clock is ticking.
I don't know, that's so hard. Okay, if we pick the wrong
It's to
one, it's
control.
down to
I say A.
You guys are allowed one question to your host, if that could help.
Wait, I am.
Okay, should we use our question to our host?
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
$250,000.
Okay.
We
Wait, so we get to call a friend?
No, he's just saying the
We
question.
get to call a friend?
Yeah, you get to call a friend.
Okay, call friend.
Okay, call a friend.
Call a friend.
Yeah, do you
You're
have a
calling
phone?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what's your question?
Which is the most answer? Or
Do you think it's visa or?
policies or passport?
I don't think it's.
All I'm going to say is passports are more general, visas are very targeted, so...
Okay, so it's gotta be
It's
passport.
gotta be visa.
I think it's visa. Are you kidding me?
I thought he was saying.
I thought it
But
was
it's general, modern children.
the
Okay, so
movement
visa.
of people, right?
Okay. Our final answer is A.
That is wrong, guys! The answer was C, passport, as
Well, that's
been
what I
what the government has been using to control movement, and it's a very,
Yeah, he was
I value
saying these
peace.
was too specific.
All right. We will make something special for you guys, double or nothing. Yeah, if you get this question right, you are right back on track and have a chance at the $1 million. So please get this answer right to my guess. I want you guys to win this money. Question 8.
What is the
Here we
total
go.
number of people who are globally exiled and displaced?
The total number of people. Jeez. These are all like really close in number. Like these are not.
I think 80.5.
No, that's too specific.
I think
That's
80.5.
throwing us off.
No, I
That's
think-
No, but
specific.
90
No, I-
million is so broad. They'd be that.
I think 80.5. I feel like also because it's like these are all general and then that's the one specific
I
one.
think they're throwing us off. Okay.
Okay. I feel like it's that.
Okay.
What do you think?
Our final.
What do you think? I mean, well, honestly, we're just guessing because we have no idea. So let's just do the most specific one. Our final answer is A.
Our guests have just won $500,000, people.
Oh my God!
There is
I
2
thought
questions left. If they
Wait,
get
can we
this
just
right,
select the 500?
they either win the $1 million or lose it all.
Oh
Wait, what?
Wait, we just want to take our 500,000 and go.
Sorry, not the
This
rules.
is the final
We're not
question.
greedy.
2 questions left.
Oh, 2 questions.
What is the financial cost to the United States associated with immigration?
You still have 1 token you can use to look up on your phone
Maybe
and
the
the internet.
Oh, we can use the internet? Oh.
But keep in mind, there's 2 questions left.
Yeah,
So
but this is a total guess, right, guys?
I mean, there's only
There's- we have
30.3%
close.
chance of getting it right.
Yeah, so choose the middle one.
But if we get this wrong, we don't get the next one. Okay. What do you think?
Should we not? Should we look it up?
So we can at least get to the next one.
That's a huge number. Like the other ones are pretty close. That one's huge.
Wait, oh, these are in billions?
Yeah,
Oh,
No,
but
this one's a huge number.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I think it's this one. It's in the middle.
I thought you said
should we risk it and guess, or should we look it up?
if we get this one wrong,
Then what happens? Then what happens?
I think it's.
Okay. Should we just guess?
Do you think 57.4?
Yeah.
Because it's like in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
But then, okay, fine, and then we can use our last one.
Our final answer is C.
Whoa!
Oh my God, you're right.
These girls are so smart, guys. They are 8 for 9 so far. One last question for $1 million.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Okay, this is scary. Which one of these assumptions about immigration is false? Immigration increases.
A.
Crime rates and immigration will typically have an impact on wages, especially for low-skilled workers. Second, the generation immigrants bring economic benefits. Okay, this is true.
That's I think A. Because I think that's just a generalization that people
Yeah.
say in politics.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
there's nothing, and it's how the media.
Yeah, it
perpetuates
definitely
it.
is how the media perpetuates the narrative. But
Wait
I'm kinda
a
confused by
second.
this one though.
Yeah, B. is-
Typically
is
have an impact on wages. This is so broad, like what does typical mean? Have an impact on wages, especially for low-skilled. No,
Like
but I think
most
that's
times.
true.
Most times,
Yeah,
immigrants
I
come.
think it is. This is I think this is like economically true.
They were saying what's false.
I think. Wait, let me
Yeah,
think.
so we're saying this
Have an
one's-
impact on wages, especially for low-skilled workers.
I think this one's wrong.
I think it's A.
But also, this is also definitely a narrative that gets told.
Yeah, but I think this is more narrative.
But I think that
Yeah.
Like people build on
Yeah, I
each of
agree.
these.
And I don't think that
I
that it actually does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. A is our final answer.
For $1 million, ladies and gentlemen, is A the right answer? It is! We have a
Yay! Okay. How much is that person?
winner! Guys, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Come on your show. Really appreciate
And
it.
that concludes Tea Time with A&J. We hope you guys enjoyed.
This was
Don't
our last
forget-
episode, but don't forget to subscribe.
Don't
we will
forget
be
to
back for
like-
more.
Like the video, just flick it, and subscribe.
Smash the subscribe button.
Peace. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with A&J. I'm Joey.
I'm Alex.
On today's episode, we will be talking about Trump and the wall proposal.
So for those reviewers that aren't familiar with Trump's proposal during his 2016 presidential election campaign, he said that he wanted to extend our security along the wall by building a wall along the entire U.S.-Mexico border, which would cost billions of dollars, and he wanted Mexico to pay for it. That obviously was not going to happen. How are they going to force another country to pay for the walls? Since he's been in office, he tried to pass a bill that would allow us to reallocate our resources towards the funding of the wall, but that was vetoed by Congress and ended up actually causing the government to shut down for a while. There still hasn't been any progress in terms of it actually happening, but we're going to talk just a little bit about the logistics behind it and why there is so many issues regarding it.
Well, as you guys may know, Trump has asked for a lot of money for this wall. We're talking about billions of dollars. And so, the problem with that is we don't really know if the wall is going to work in the first place. And so to take on such a big cost would really be, taking a blind shot at something that's has no previous record of working. And, going off that, this money could be put elsewhere into programs that have been working. One of our classmates brought up in a recent presentation that detention center are actually lacking beds, and families are showing up there sick with no food, and so maybe helping those and using that money could really be more beneficial.
To go off of what Joey was talking about when he mentioned the inadequate housing for people in detention centers, that just brings up the issue of the morality regarding this issue. We have to remember that these are still humans that we're talking about. They are just like Americans. They may be from another place, but we still have that shared humanity, and we're kind of treating them like animals. So we have to really question of what really makes somebody belong.
As I was saying, the wall is going to cost several billions of dollars, and there's a lot of unexpected costs that could come with that could add a great amount of money to this fixed cost over the years to maintain it. And there's a lot of issues and a lot of unknown factors about that wall. Now, there is one thing we do know about the cost of immigrants. Yes, it is true that first-generation immigrants are a financial burden to the country. Now, the question becomes, what of the two is the greater burden, building a wall or having those people in? Because remember, as we've discussed in class, second and third generation immigrants are actually an economic addition to the U.S. economy, and they raise GDP, create more jobs, and really just add an economic benefit to the U.S. And so, Trump's whole spiel about wanting to spend all that money to keep those people out when they actually benefit the country is something we really need to think about and ask ourselves, is it worth it? Another big issue with this wall is that President Trump has discussed the fact that, he wants to build this walls to keep criminal out and drug dealers out and all that, but the reality is just not that. The reality is, most people showing up at these walls are family who oftentimes show up exhausted, drained, sick, because they don't have the proper resources to cross. And like we've seen in the Leon reading, these people go through so much misery just to get to the U.S. And like it was shown, it's usually not criminals or drug dealers or any of that. They're just normal people who have been suffering back home or are looking to make a better living. And so they put themselves through all that. And so building a wall to keep criminals out isn't exactly going to do that. You add that to the fact that most undocumented immigrants in the United States are actually people overstaying their visas, and so they're already in the country. We're already here on a legal basis, and now they're just staying as soon as their visa expires. And so building the wall won't bring those people out, and so the money from the wall could go to internal security and making sure that how the government deals with visas and how they target people who are overstaying their visas is more effective, and so that we can deal with these people more responsibly and more efficiently without having to build a wall.
And just going off of that, there was a podcast that we had to listen to early in the semester called The Caravan, which detailed the story of a boy from South America who is trying to come to the United States to escape being pressured into gang violence there. And that just goes to show that people, as Joey just said, aren't just criminals, as Trump often tries to portray them. The term immigrant is a very broad term, and there are different types of immigrants. A lot of them are also escaping their native homes for economic reasons, in addition to violence such as the boy in the caravan. So I think we need to take that into consideration when we're also turning these people away.
We spent a big part of the semester talking about, whether states have the power to close or open borders, and I feel like this feeds in directly to that question. Does the U.S. government have the power to build a wall in a place like that? Is it something that they can do? Is it something that they should do? Is it morally right to do so? And so I think this is a great question to think about, and really try to think about the state's power and role in this position.
I mean, I definitely think the United States has the power to do it. To argue that it doesn't would assume that every nation state would have open borders, and I just don't think that that's a realistic situation to have in the world. Like, how would we allocate resources to anybody if it was sort of like a free-for-all? It'd be absolute madness, and I don't think we would be able to function as one giant society. So I definitely think that borders need to be an aspect of nations, but I do think that there should be a lot more fluidity than we currently see right now along our border, specifically in the United States. That's all of our commentary today on Trump's wall. Thank you all for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up.
We have one more episode, so stay tuned.